What's up, everyone? This is Frank Forza. You look at that flurry of activity. That is a beehive here in Utah. And I was just talking with my friend Tyler. This is his beehive. I think it's a few weeks old. He had about 5 pounds, so hundreds of bees in there. And so I was talking to him, and I just got fascinated. The bees, they say save the bees, save the bees. And now my friend Tyler is this newborn beekeeper, and I'm thinking, why don't these bees just all up and fly away? And I'm like, what makes this home? Why would they stay here? They obviously, I'm thinking, well, there's plenty of pollination, there's plenty of flowers around here for them to go. So I'm going to turn it over to my boy Tyler, and he's going to explain to us Tyler, as I was asking you off camera, why don't these bees fly away?
Yeah, so from what I understand, so this is a Langstroth hive. It's been used for hundreds of years, and it was kind of designed to be kind of like the perfect home for bees. And so, when you first install the bees, the queen comes separate in its own kind of box with a candy cap that takes them a couple days to eat through and release her. And so I think by the time they finally release the queen, they've kind of decided, yeah, this is our home. This is, great place, enclosed, safe from.
So they have the
weather.
attachment to the queen.
Yeah. Her pheromones attract them to the hive. I think without the queen, they would definitely leave.
If the queen died, would the assumption be that they might, to your knowledge, they might leave then?
Yeah. I think they would definitely leave.
So as long as she's there, so they can go. They might fly a little bit away, fly to a neighbor's lawn and feed on but they come back.
Yeah, I think I looked it up one time, and it's like a couple miles is their radius of where they can forage from, and they know pretty accurately where their hive is. I've heard a few stories about people, like the bees found something inside their house and they closed the door of wherever they were getting in from, and then they found another way to that exact same source of whatever nectar that they were
It's kind of like a cat.
inside.
People let their cats out, and the cat knows the way home. And
Yeah.
Some people do that with their dogs, and they have that old school. What's it? The little entrance in the back door or whatever, where
Doggy door.
the doggy door.
Yeah.
What was your motivation for getting the beehive?
Yeah, I've always been really passionate about the environment and sustainability and the earth basically, and so I've wanted bees for a long time, just to kind of help the local environment. Utah.
It's not just for you. This is for your block, your little this little zip code area.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how much honey I'll get. I probably won't even sell it, give it away to friends and family and stuff, and just help pollinate the local flora and fauna. Yeah.
Now, you're new at the beehiving thing, but do you know how far a bee can fly away and then come back? Sort of like a bird, or how far are they known to go? A few miles down the road, and then they still automatically, they have a sense of place, they know their way back, or do they generally stay very close, as in a matter of blocks?
Yeah. I think it is a mile or two, a couple miles is kind of their radius where they go out and forage and come back.
Do they have an acute sense of smell? What is it that enables them to know their way?
Yeah, I think part of it is smell. They're all giving off pheromones and stuff, and sometimes if you go and look at the hive pretty closely at that entrance there, you'll see some bees with their butts in the air.
Yeah.
And that is them giving off their pheromones and kind of telling other bees hey, this come back here. But I think that's more of initially, this is our home. Once they've established themselves, they just know they can give really exact directions to other bees to sources of nectar, and then they just find their way back.
It's interesting, and they have, you and I got closer, and they have no desire. I mean, a lot of people would be scared. We're probably 15 feet or so from that beehive, and we don't have on, obviously neither of us has on a beehive uniform.
Yeah.
And they're more interested, I guess, what is keeping them over there and attracting them, instead of just being an annoyance to you and me and your dog.
Yeah.
His dog is there.
So these are Italian bees.
That's a great extra detail.
Yeah. They're called Italian bees. Italian bees are one of the most common beekeeper bee breeds,
Yeah.
species, and they're kind of bred to be, or they're just more docile than most other bees. But I think independent of like the species of bees, you could stand right by their hive and not really, you wouldn't get stung. You know, I go and sit on that log right there and watch them all the time without any
Yeah.
kind of.
So you're literally like a 2 feet.
Yeah. As
And
long
so
as you're
what-
not disturbing the bees or the entrance or
Right.
whatever, they're pretty.
What is
cool.
their preoccupation? What are they? I mean, we know ants stay busy and ants are doing this or that, or
Yeah.
all the ant army of ants working together. What are all of these bees up to? I guess what's keeping them busy?
Yeah. So it was just an empty box 2 weeks ago with I think there were eight empty frames in there, just rectangle frames, and so they've been busy drawing honeycomb down, so just building their home basically inside that, and collecting pollen and nectar, and the queen's laying eggs and all that, and so they're just
They got work to do. They're actually working.
yeah
usually.
Tons of work. So just in 2 weeks, so I checked it. I went into the hive a couple days ago, and they had already, it went from an empty frame to about 50% full of honeycomb. So it's pretty crazy how quick they work, and how much they can do in a short period of time. So
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's quite poetic because Utah is the beehive state.
yeah,
Right, and
right.
the beehive representing sort of everyone working together for some greater good or greater mission. So
Yep.
it's very poetic. Tyler, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for giving us a little insight into just this spontaneous beehive that I came across. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.